Yes, it's true. This entire train set glows in the dark, and we're going to check it out right now on Eric's Trains. All right, so welcome to day 2 of the 2022 Eric's Trains Christmas Bonanza, the original Bonanza. 8 videos in 8 days, starting on Christmas Day and ending on New Year's Day. So for day 2, we've got the Atlas Train Kids glow-in-the-dark passenger train set. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't buy or run something like this, but every now and then, I like to review stuff that's geared towards kids. You know, maybe there's some parents out there who want to buy a set for their kids, and that's where this stuff comes in. This is based on the first Atlas Train Kids passenger set that they put out a couple years ago, and both of them are loosely based on the Amtrak Acela, except that this one glows in the dark. And not only does the train glow in the dark, but the track glows in the dark as well. So here with features, we've got battery operated, lights and sounds, HO gauge compatible, and a magnetic coupling. And then over here it says we get 4 straight pieces and 12 curved pieces, and that assembles to form a 38 by 56 oval. However, we're going to make this little railroad much larger today because I've got a mess of extra track. So here's what it looks like on the back of the box, by the way. And I forgot to mention that it does come with a remote control, which is really nice. So let's see what's inside. Nice packaging. So we've got the remote. Probably doesn't come with batteries. I'll put some in there. Look at this. We've got little spare traction tires. How cute. Spare traction tires in a kid's set. So here's the track, 12 curved pieces. And then here are those 4 straight pieces. And then we've got the train. There's one of the locomotives. And then we've got 3 of these passenger cars, and they're actually numbered. And I guess this one here is number 1. It looks like these two are permanently coupled together. There's passenger car number 1. And it's probably because, yeah, the batteries go in this unit. And we've got a switch here for A and B. I wonder what that does. Let's find out. Ensure the remote and the locomotive are set to the same channel. Okay, so that's a channel switch. That's really neat. So you could potentially have 2 of these sets in the same room with 2 remote controls and have them each run independently. You know, this is pretty darn advanced for a kid's set, I gotta say. There's the power button there. So let's put some batteries in these things. Yeah, there's the channel switch on the remote to go from A to B. Pretty thoughtful. I'm going to put this on channel A. And I see a little light there, so that means the remote does work. And now we'll put some batteries in the locomotive. Looks like this takes AA, so let me grab some AA batteries here. Okay, so now theoretically this should work, so let's turn it on. Oh, yeah, there's the light. Not sure if you can see that. Bell.
Welcome aboard, Train Kids Glowing Express! Welcome aboard, Train Kids Glowing Express!
That is awesome. Train-specific dialogue. You can see the lights going on and off there. And they've got, I guess this is the emergency stop button. And those wheels are spinning. And that stops it. There's some LEDs here. I wonder what these are for. Maybe they're sensors for something. Oh, I think, yeah, those lights come on too. So it does headlights and then under train lights, I guess, to help accent the train a little bit. That's really neat. I'm going to say it again, you know, for a kid's set, this is extremely well made and has nice features. Jeez. And in the instructions, like I said, with that channel button and the channel button on the remote, you can run 2 trains on the same layout with 2 different remotes. Or you can use one remote and just change channels when you want to operate each train. So, very cool. Now here's some of the track. It's pretty thin. It's not the most robust stuff in the world, but it's good enough. And it's got these simple clips, and you just line them up, and there you go. So what I'm going to do is assemble the oval of track that comes with the set on my living room floor, and then we'll run it around for a minute, and then after that, we'll expand everything with those track expansion packs. Okay, I've got the oval of track set up here on my living room floor, and I just made a cool discovery about this train. This thing continues to amaze me. So these LED lights that I thought were accent lights, that's not what they're for. Their purpose is to continually energize the track and energize that glow-in-the-dark substance in the track so that as the train goes around, the track continues to get re-energized. So you don't have to keep shining lights on the track to keep it glowing. It takes care of itself with these LED lights. Very cool. Now the train also glows in the dark, and you do have to shine lights on that if you want it to glow. But as for the track, these lights take care of it for you. Oh, and by the way, the magnetic coupling system on this train makes connecting the cars together a snap. All right, so let's go ahead and start this thing up and take it for a spin. And I'm going to warn you that this thing does not go very fast. There's basically 3 speeds: really slow, a little bit faster, and just a little bit faster than that. So not very fast at all, but that's okay. So we'll turn on the light. So this is low, medium, and high. And this is as fast as it gets. But I actually think this is a good speed, because any faster and it would fly off the track anyway, because, you know, it's pretty small. And we'll stop and go into reverse. Now, I don't think it likes going in reverse as much as forward, because there's only one locomotive, and in this going reverse, it has to push the train rather than pull it. So I wouldn't recommend running it in reverse for long periods of time, but if you have to back up, you can. Yeah, I'm much happier going forward than reverse. All right, now I'm going to turn the lights off and get some footage of this thing glowing in the dark while it runs. However, I don't know how well the camera is going to pick it up. I might have to juice it a little bit to get it to work right, but we'll see. I wonder if Kitty is glowing in the dark. Okay, so here it is. Now, the glow-in-the-dark effect is fading, but I want you to note that as the train runs, you're going to see a fresh trail of glow-in-the-dark behind the train, and that's because of those lights on the underside. They're going to keep re-energizing the track. Like that. Isn't that cool? Now again, the train you have to shine light on, because the top of the train and the sides won't energize themselves. So if I do that, and by the way, there's only so much the camera will pick up. If you're here in person, the set has a nice glow to it that you can see with your eyes, but it has to be really bright for the camera to see it, or see it well. Okay, now I'm going to use those track expansion packs to make this thing a lot bigger. So you saw we had the figure 8 pack. Then we've got 6 of these 9-inch straight pieces. Then we've got 2 of these re-railer pieces, which I don't think this really needs a re-railer, but okay. Then we've got this pack of curved pieces, 6 of them, 18-inch radius curve. And then the coolest part, we've got a couple switches, so that means we'll be able to do a siding. I think it's so cool that they actually make switches for this glow-in-the-dark railroad. But there they are. So I'm going to try to use all of that extra track, and we'll see what I come up with. So here it is after using the figure 8 expansion pack. I'm just going to keep on going. Okay, so this is what I came up with. I've got the 2 switches going onto a siding, although you can use it as an extended figure 8. And the only pieces that we couldn't find a place for were 2 curved pieces. Everything else is in here, so let's go ahead and run it. What do you think, Roro? Okay, now I'm going to throw the switches. Okay, so there you have it, the Atlas Train Kids glow-in-the-dark train set. I like this. Now, don't get me wrong, it is meant for kids. This is not something a grown-up should be buying because you'll get bored pretty fast. But for a little kid, I think this is great. Now, I will say I did have some problems running this set on my living room floor because I've got 2 cats and a dog, and so there's all sorts of hair and fur all over the place, and it was getting caught up in the wheels and causing the wheels to slip and so forth. So if you have a lot of pets, I would probably recommend running this thing on a table and not on the floor. You'll get better performance. But overall, it did great. And of course, the glow-in-the-dark thing is pretty cool. And like I said, it doesn't show up on camera as good as it does in person. In person, it looks really cool with all the lights off. So if you'd like to pick one of these things up, the price is $110. And you can get them on the Atlas website, and I've also seen them on the Walmart website for the same price. Also, I've seen an expansion car. You can add 1 more car to the set, and I think the expansion car sells for about $18. I wouldn't get one of the add-on cars because it's a pretty small motor in the locomotive, and it's already pretty challenged pulling 4 cars, let alone 5. And then finally, the track expansion packs, you can get those on the Atlas website as well, and the price on those varies depending on which one you get. So that's going to do it for now. I'd like to put a big thank you out there to all of my current Patreon supporters. Your support means the world, not only to me, but to the future of this channel. And an extra big thank you goes out to my premium tier Patreon supporters. You'll see their names at the end of this video. And of course, if you'd like to become a Patreon supporter and support this channel, you can do that on the Patreon site at patreon.com/ericstrains. Anyway, that does it for now. I hope you enjoyed day 2 of the 2022 Christmas Bonanza, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 3.